Hi there, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Dax Suter. Thanks for joining me again today at National Taichung University of Science and Technology's Language Center. We've come again today for another English story time, and today's English story is called The Lost World. The Lost World is a story about an adventure in a strange land full of dinosaurs and other odd creatures. Before we listen to our story today, let's listen to a little bit of vocabulary. I'll read it, and you can read along with me. And you can read the Chinese there on your screen to increase your comprehension. All right, here we go with the vocabulary. Please repeat after me. Journalist, journalist. Ego, ego. Ridicule, ridicule. Nasty, nasty. Cliff, cliff. Evolutionary, evolutionary. Straight away, straight away. Quack, quack. Plateau, plateau. Courageous, courageous. Exotic, exotic. Extinct, extinct. Bizarre, bizarre. Series, series. Encounter, encounter. Restore, restore. Account, account. Critic, critic. Riot, riot. Gasp, gasp. Tremendous, tremendous. Conventional, conventional. Heartbroken, heartbroken. Okay, that's the end of our vocabulary. Let's get started with our story. Today's story, again, as I told you, is called The Lost World. Okay, here we go. My adventure began because of my love for a young lady named Gladys. I am a newspaper journalist named Edward Malone, and the love of my life said that she would only consider marrying a famous man. She wanted a hero, and this led me straight away to ask my boss to give me a dangerous assignment. He readily agreed and sent me to interview Professor Challenger, a known quack who was predisposed to attacking journalists. I soon learned that Professor Challenger was a brilliant man who, owing to his huge ego, was hated by just about everyone he met. Challenger claimed to have discovered prehistoric life in the Amazon, but had no proof to show other than a damaged photograph and a bone from a pterodactyl. In England, he had been met with almost complete ridicule, and this led to his nasty temper. Not long after I interviewed the professor, I found myself on a journey to South America with him. Traveling along with us were an explorer named Lord John Roxton and a man who was out to prove Challenger wrong. We headed for the Amazon to a plateau surrounded by a cliff, cut off from the rest of the world. It hadn't faced the same evolutionary pressures, and Challenger claimed there were dinosaurs on it. After our boat journey from England, our courageous group traveled deep into the Amazon and made it to the cliff. Before we were able to find a way inside, Challenger's statements were vindicated by what soon occurred. We were sitting around a fire, cooking an animal Roxton had shot, when a strange beast dove out of the sky and stole our dinner. It turned out to be a pterodactyl. And this made our group even more anxious to enter the plateau. It took much effort, but we finally made our way in. We found a magical land filled with exotic animals. like the Stegosaurus, long thought to be extinct. Roxton found some strange blue clay, and he insisted on gathering samples of it. Even more surprising were the bizarre ape men, who could be the missing link between animals and humans. We also came across a tribe of humans called the Akala. They had likely settled on the plateau after it had formed. A series of adventures followed, including a near-death encounter with prehistoric beasts. At one point, there was a battle between the ape men and the Akala, but the four of us were able to get out of the land alive. We then returned to England to restore Challenger's reputation and dazzle the people of London with an amazing surprise. Upon our arrival in London, thousands gathered to hear our account of the journey. Although Challenger still had many detractors, he at least now had proof. Just when it seemed like his supporters and critics were about to riot, the professor opened a very large packing case, and out came a pterodactyl. The crowd gasped, and some fainted as the tremendous beast flew off into the London night. Convinced that I had been a part of something great, I left my fellow adventurers and set forth to reunite with my love Gladys. When I called on her at home, I was surprised to find that she was already married, and to a very conventional man. Somewhat heartbroken, I nevertheless took the news in stride. After my adventures, the idea of domestic life no longer appealed to me. Another surprise awaited me as well. The blue clay Roxton had gathered turned out to contain diamonds, and he insisted on sharing the wealth. The young lord declared that he would also use his share to fund a return trip to South America. Knowing that I would never be satisfied living a life of ease in London, I followed. I followed the advice of the adventurer in me. I cheerfully signed up for a return trip to the lost world of the Amazon. All right, this story, The Lost World, about a journalist and a professor who go deep into the Amazon to find dinosaurs and other strange creatures. I hope you enjoyed our story today. Let's listen to a few reading comprehension questions and see what you can remember. Number 1. What is not true about Professor Challenger? A. He is not known to be nice to people. B. He thinks highly of himself. C. He had no proof of the lost world he found. Or D. He was made fun of by the people of London. Again, what is not true about Professor Challenger? If you chose C, you are correct. It is not true that he had no proof of the lost world he found. If you remember, he did have an old photograph and a pterodactyl bone. Okay, number 2. Who is known to have fired a gun? Who is known to have fired a gun? A. Edward Malone. B. Professor Challenger. C. Gladys. Or D. John Roxton. The question again, who is known to have fired a gun? If you chose D, John Roxton, you are correct. John Roxton is known to have fired a gun. Number 3, what could be said about Gladys's husband? A, he is very rich. B, he is a very normal person. C, he dislikes Professor Challenger. Or D, he is an adventurer. Again, the question, what could be said about Gladys's husband? If you chose B, you are correct. He is a very normal person. We read in the story that he was a very conventional man. Conventional in this case means normal. Okay, our story again is The Lost World. I hope you've enjoyed our story today, and I hope you learned a little something. Please come again next time for another English story time. Thank you, and bye-bye.